You are listening to the Cellular Alchemist podcast, and here's your host, Ritu Malhotra.
I was listening to Oprah Winfrey the other day, and she said something that hit home in a way things do when we are ready to hear them. She said, "No one makes it alone. All those people who have come into my life are the bricks in the building that I am." The Southern Africans have a good word for it, Ubuntu or Ubuntu. I'm not sure exactly how it's pronounced. So I'm currently involved in an educational foundation that has a mentorship arm. I now realize that mentorship is crucial in the growing up process. Mentors help us expand our concept of ourselves. I know my mentor did for me, and I want to pass it on. If I didn't have someone who hadn't believed in me, I wouldn't be who I am today. Neither would I strive for progress. I wouldn't have looked for new directions or believe in my worth. In the same way, I think it's important to believe in another's capability too, in the same way. So, who would I thank for helping me travel along this road of life? My parents, of course, my partners, my friends, and students. Also, floods of people I have encountered, some even momentary encounters I'm reminded of, especially the challenging ones. For all these, I feel a sense of immense gratitude. I'm learning and growing because of the people who crossed my path and who helped me fulfill my role as a wife, mother, sister, and certainly as a teacher. Our own well-being is deeply tied to the well-being of others. So I deeply resonate with that universal concept that you all may have heard about. People are not people without other people. Isn't that true? And this is what Nelson Mandela personified. He became the embodiment of what in South Africa is called Ubuntu. It's a beautiful and old concept based on just human kindness, connectedness, community, mutual caring for all. Its hallmarks are reconciliation and harmony. It reminds us of a need for understanding and not vengeance, a need for repairing and not retaliation, a need for Ubuntu and not for victimization. It speaks of the very essence of being human, which to me means our generosity of spirit, our ability to be a friend, to be hospitable, caring, and compassionate. It is actually to say that my humanity is inextricably bound up in yours. We belong in a bundle of life. In many ways, Ubuntu mirrors the Hindu spiritual teaching of Advaita, or the law of opposite polarities. The night exists because there is day. Yin and yang are part of opposites of the same concept. Anger is our reality because some part of us has the potential for willingness. Plus and minus, positive, negative, one cannot exist without the other. Contrary to the division and separation implied by Western science, our entire world is connected and full of organisms and particles that work together in harmony. It's a giant cosmic spectrum of potentiality. Wow. Our planet is dependent on all of its parts, and something that affects one part affects all. And I've been listening to people who are moved by the same thought. And I was listening to Bill Clinton the other day, and he says, the world is too small, our wisdom too limited, our time here too short to waste any in winning fleeting victories at another's expense. We must find a way to triumph together. If we were the most beautiful, the most intelligent, the most wealthy or powerful, and then found that we were alone on this planet, it wouldn't amount to much, would it? I am human because I belong. I participate. I share. What a lovely thought. At times, this infinite energy and endless potential seems too vast and daunting. And it's those times I see myself as just a tiny little, grain of sand. Yet I know that behind everything, there is not nothingness, not emptiness, but a vast energy that we all call matter. It is not enough to say that this energy surrounds us or engulfs us. We are this energy. We arise out of its gentle embrace. Let's take a deep breath. And let's talk soon again.
That was this week's episode for the Cellular Alchemist podcast with spiritual psychologist Ritu Malhotra. Don't forget to follow the podcast and join us next week for yet another episode. Thank you for listening.